What's up, you damn gorgeous, beautiful gamers? Welcome back. You're all playing games. This is Mariel Corner in the internet where we'll discuss about RPGs. If you like the content, if you like to have these conversations with Mariel James, I would very much like to invite you, like always, to hit like button because it really helps me, like you have no idea. In today's video, we're going to be speaking about Iscarion and what can we do to increase its damage, its usefulness on the early stages of the game. First, let's talk about the abilities that he has. He has increased the auto-attack damage by a certain amount of percentage. On the very earliest stages of the game, we're only going to be able to level up to +2, which is going to increase our auto-attack damage by 5%. We also have critical hit rate boost. Critical hit rate boost increases our critical hit rate by 5%. And then luck boost, which is going to increase luck by 10. As you can see, this is a damaging unit. So what this character is going to do, he's going to be one of our main damaging units, but it's also going to be one of our main AoE damaging units. Let's go through the skills that he has and the weapons that we should be using with him. Specifically the weapons that are going to give us the skills that we want to use with him early game. So the weapon that we're going to be using with this guy is going to be longbow. The knight's bow has stun shot and backflip, as well as cavalier's bane. Those are quite nice. It also has more HP. This one has more damage. The thing is that this one has rain of arrows. This one has backflip. Usually we are not going to be using backflip. What this thing does is that deals damage to an enemy and move behind them, cancelling their next attack action and inflicting immobilized. But the range that this thing, it's nice. I mean, you can cancel the skills that one enemy is casting with this attack. The problem in here is that you need to be too close to the enemies to cast this skill. And with Iscarion, we want to be as away as possible from the enemy because he's not that durable. He's a ranger, he's just dealing damage and that's it. So we do not want to be close to the enemy with Iscarion. Take a look at that, and that is how close you have to be from an enemy. It is nice, I guess, it would be nice to get away from enemies that are attacking you, that are coming close to you, but more often than not, that's what we're going to be using our tank for. We have tanks to not have to have the necessity to be using this kind of skills. On the other hand though, we have the longbow. The longbow is going to have rain of arrows. This is amazing. This is a AoE highly damaging skill that is also going to do delay. It's going to inflict delay on the enemies that they are being hit by this skill. We also have stun shot, inflicts stun to enemies. So the strategy for Iscarion is just keep him as away as possible from the enemies. When you see them cluster together, remember that we are using our tank to cluster up our enemies. Usually it's going to be Ledred. I like to use Ledred as my tank, and Ledred. Anyways, we need to cluster up enemies in one specific area and then use rain of arrows on them. And if we are fighting a boss fight, or if we are fighting an enemy that has skills and they are trying to cast the skills, we have stun shot with this bow. That's amazing because the range of this thing, it's huge, and you can cancel any attack from them as fast as possible and as away as possible. So I would advise for you to use his basic attacks as much as possible. Do use the rain of arrows, but only to clear mobs that you know that you don't actually have the necessity to cancel their attacks. If we are fighting against a boss fight, or we are fighting against enemies that actually are casting skills, then try to focus and save your skills because they have a cooldown. This one has a cooldown of 8 seconds, which is actually not bad. But if you are caught up in skill animation from an enemy and you're on cooldown and you're not able to use the stun shot, then you're going to be left in quite of a pickle. So what I advise you to do is on basic enemies, basic mobs, spam Rain of Arrows, and when you're fighting against enemies that uses skills, do not use Rain of Arrows, just let the basic attack animation for him, just let Iscarion do his job from a distance, and once you see those skills being charged up, you use the stun shot and stun the hell out of them, because we do not want enemy skills in this party, no sir. That being said, if you find the information useful, a like on the video is super appreciated, and remember that no one has told you today that you're a gorgeous and beautiful person. You are indeed a gorgeous and beautiful person. Have a beautiful day. Now we see you goddamn gorgeous and beautiful people in the next one. Goodbye.